Welcome back to New England Living. Up next, we're heading to East Boston to check out Parlor, one of the largest custom ski and snowboard shops in New England, with co-founder Mark Wallace. How did this business come about?
Me and a couple of my college ski racing friends were sitting around and we were sort of seeing if we could come up with a better way to manufacture skis and also one that honors the New England tradition of ski building. We felt like there was some opportunity within the process of building where we could customize more, both graphics and specification-wise, to make the ski better for people, and also to connect the manufacturer with the end user a lot more closely and create a better buying experience. We started as a hobby actually in an abandoned funeral parlor in Cambridge. People started finding out about it and they liked the skis, and we've since then grown to be the largest ski manufacturer in New England.
How are you catering specifically to the New England skier or snowboarder?
I think, the New England skiers and snowboarders are a really passionate crew, and so we wanted to provide that group with a product and an experience that's really tailored for their interests.
What are some of those ways that you can customize skis or snowboards here?
All of our custom skis and snowboards start with a fitting, which is either in person or online. You work with one of our graphic design team to come up with whatever you want on the top sheet. We do a lot of dogs, we do a lot of bands, we do a lot of mountains and rivers and things. So anything that's connected to you that's personal, we can put on the top sheet. And then we also customize all the specifications, right? So you may prefer groomed, high-speed groomed skiing or tight wood skiing, and those all have different specs to the skis that make them better or worse at that. Somebody's tall and heavy or short and thin. We can make little adjustments to the build to answer all those questions.
How are you honoring the tradition of ski making here in New England?
There's really a rich history of ski making, and if you track it all the way back to when skiing was first beginning, like right after the war in New England, there were literally hundreds of ski manufacturing companies from New Jersey to Maine. And they were bending wood skis, ash skis, and they made them very locally, and people had a lot of brand loyalty to that. We just felt that since there is such a rich history of craftsmanship here, right, not only ski building, but boat building and carpentry and sort of that New England utility, that it would be really cool to bring ski manufacturing back to New England and to make those products locally again.
Describe what the New England skier or snowboarder is up against and how you're helping them when they're on the mountain.
Probably the biggest thing people say is like the variability of conditions, right? Like you'll have days in New England that are amazing, like beyond amazing, deep powder, like great. You'll have days that are not so awesome, like they're really hard or scratchy snow. And I think having a product that's designed for those conditions and that's also customized to your body type and style really gives you confidence to ski better on your good days and the not so good days.
When it comes to skiing and snowboarding, it seems like the West gets all the love. But what makes the New England skier special?
Yeah, I think, the New England skiers are a hardy crew in general. There's such amazing terrain here, and there's such amazing history here. Like the trails, they're tight trails, they sort of wind, they're interesting. You're in the trees, you're in the woods, right? The West Coast is amazing, but a lot of it's open. And I think that there's a dynamicness and creativity that's sort of forced by skiing in a place like New England. It's really interesting.
A big part of what you do too is the build classes. What goes on in those?
Several years ago, our clients were asking more about how does the process work? How do you actually build a ski? And so we started offering a Build Your Own Skis class, where you can come in and work with us for 2 days, and you actually go through every step of the manufacturing process as if you're one of our employees, and you can actually craft and build your own pair of skis.
What are some of those ways that you can customize your own skis?
So graphics is probably the biggest area of customization, right?
And the most fun.
It depends on who you are, right? A lot of our clients are really focused on the technical specs, but a lot of people are focused on the aesthetics and also just that ability to create a representation of your personality, like through a physical product, is pretty unique, and people really seem to resonate with that.
How are you tailoring those skis to each specific person?
There are a bunch of different factors that go into it: length, side cut, rocker, flex pattern, graphics. And so by understanding who the skier is, what their technique is, what kind of terrain they're on, we can actually modify all of those different elements of the construction of the ski in order to make it match perfectly for them.
Everything happens right here in the facility in East Boston, so walk me through what goes on here.
So you can think of sort of ski manufacturing in 3 main steps. So there's part production, which is graphics, base, and core. That's all done on the CNC or the graphics printer. Then there's the lamination process where we put it all together. You can think of skis a little bit like lasagna. There's like a 2-part resin that holds all the layers together. And then there's cutout and finishing. So we use a series of bandsaws and router bits and sanders and then some highly specialized ski tuning equipment to put the finishing touches on the ski.
What makes a Parlor ski a Parlor ski?
I think it's really the quality and the attention to detail and the sort of thoroughness of the process from start to finish that makes our products distinct and unique. That process in and of itself becomes a huge part of the brand. I'm accessible, you can go look at the ski being made, you can see the materials that you know like that the craftsman's hands have been on it so many times. You can feel that when you ski on it, right? It feels like it was made for you because it was.
When you're out on the slopes, what is it like seeing the Parlor name when you're on the mountain?
Oh, it's so fun, you know. I think it's like there's a lot of community that's been built up around the brand as sort of one of these unintended things that came along. Our clients will call all the time and be like, oh, I met so-and-so, they were on Parlor, we ended up going to the bar and we hung out, and having this local access is really amazing. And for me, when you see it out there, it's like when you see somebody having fun on something that you built and you sold them, it's like, it's a pretty big rush. It's definitely exciting.
This started out as an idea between college buddies. Now you're the largest ski manufacturer in New England. What's your hope for Parlor? What's next?
We just want to keep making people happy on the mountain, right? We've grown to a size where we can deliver like a really high quality product, but also still it's very personal. I get to deal with almost all of our clients one-on-one, and that's the type of experience people expect from Parlor, and we're going to continue to deliver that. So it's all about continuing to engage with the New England ski community here and provide the best product we can for them.
Coming up after the break, an experiential high seas adventure program dedicated to youth development.